I want to take a moment today to share how all of this even started. I didn't grow up knowing this industry. This journey, it found me, searching for something that had purpose, something that mattered. There has to be more out there than just elderly care homes. Welcome to the first episode of the Ignite Home Care podcast, where we pull back the curtain of the adult residential facility world. Whether you're thinking about starting your own facility, already knee-deep in paperwork, or just curious about what it really takes to care for people with excellence, this is a space for you. I want to take a moment today to share how all of this even started, because the truth is, I didn't have a grand master plan. I didn't come from a long line of ARF owners. I didn't grow up knowing this industry. This journey, it found me. Years ago, I was just like many of you, searching for something that had purpose, something that mattered. I was interested in opening a group home, but every time I looked for information, all I could find was for elderly care. RCFE this, RCFE that. Nothing about adult residential homes for individuals with developmental needs. I remember thinking, there has to be more out there than just elderly care homes. What about everyone else? But information just wasn't out there in a clear way. At the same time, I had a few acquaintances who lived in residential homes, and something about that environment always stayed in the back of my mind. It wasn't polished or perfect, but I could tell there was something deeply important about that kind of work. Now, while all this was brewing in the background, I was still working my 8 to 5 corporate job, head down, working hard, doing the safe thing. I thought that was the responsible path. And then life surprised me. My husband got offered a part-time job at a residential facility, just something small on the side. But little did I know, that was the open door. One opportunity turned into another, and before I knew it, I got tagged in to help manage the facility. Just like that. I didn't apply for it. I didn't plan it. I honestly didn't even think I was qualified. But there I was, learning, managing, observing, getting exposed to a side of care and business that I've never seen before. And if I'm honest, it felt divinely aligned. You can call it fate, I call it grace. Once I stepped into that role, everything changed. I saw how the system worked. I saw where it was broken. I saw where people just surviving when they could be thriving. And not just the residents, the staff too. That's when a new kind of fire lit inside of me. I realized this wasn't just about creating homes. It was about creating better systems, better support, better care for caregivers. I wanted to bring efficiency without losing the heart. That's when dreams started forming. Not just a facility, but a movement, a standard, a model, a different kind of home that balances compassion, structure, and purpose. Look, I didn't have a blueprint when I started. I didn't even know what a licensing packet even looked like. But I learned, I asked the hard questions, I fumbled, and I figured it out. And now, I'm here to help you do the same. Because if you're listening to this, maybe you're feeling the same tug, the one I felt all those years ago. Maybe you don't know exactly how to start, but you know you're being pulled toward something meaningful. Let this be your starting point. And let me say this too. I might not always shout it from the rooftops on every video, but faith has carried me every step of the way. I've seen too many divine alignments, too many doors open at the right time, too many moments that didn't make sense unless you knew the bigger picture. And I carry that with me in everything I do. In this podcast, we're not just talking about paperwork and regulations. We're talking about real stories, real people, and real change. This is your behind the scenes guide to building an ARF from scratch, building it with heart, and building it with strategy. In episode 2, we're talking about the hardest part of opening an ARF, the parts that no one warns you about, the parts that almost made me quit, and the parts that taught me the most. Trust me, you'll want to hear it. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone you know is being called to build something greater. You're not alone in this. I'm here for you every step of the way. Alright, so you've decided you wanted to open an ARF. Or at least you're entertaining the idea.